Ansys, a company also out with interim results. And Alan Holloway, who's CEO at Ansys, joins us now from the JSE to unpack the numbers that have come through on that end. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Let's go through the numbers here, because pretty much in line with expectations. We've got headline earnings per share coming in at 3.96 cents, gross profit up by 12%. Run us through the major drivers that have been for the business over this half-year period, because certainly quite a turnaround that we've seen in the business if you're looking at it compared to the previous comparative half-year period.
Yes, Alishia, morning. We were previously dragged down by a subsidiary called Opticon that we had, and the results show actually the basic health of the remaining business that always was there without this drag that we had. And so the numbers reflect a great reduction in overhead, a continued focus on business that does deliver gross profit. We were also pleased to have some production of the mine rope tester clicking in, and it bodes well for the future.
It's interesting that you've got to focus more so now on existing market segments that have a track record of reliable revenue, Alan, because this is amidst a strategy that started 4 years ago, where we saw some diversification strategy coming into play. So how's that diversification strategy actually playing itself out amidst it all?
Well, 4 years ago we bought 3 businesses. 2 of them were in the rail domain, and both of those have turned out well. The one called Emerging Signals has enabled us to do yard automation work, which is booming at the moment. Transnet has just come out with the first of 7 new tenders. Of the previous 4 tenders, or 5 tenders, we've won 4. And so this is really good business. There's some hundreds of millions of business per year for the next 5 years in yard automation. And here we're allied with General Electric of the US. We use their switches. And that's really good business, and we're able to do that because we bought Emerging Signals. Mm-hmm. The other part of the business that traditionally has been good, this last year hasn't been so great because they're in development with a new set of products, is QuadSoft, and they do communication systems for locomotives. Now, as you know, Transnet is buying new locomotives. Every new locomotive they buy has our communication kit on it, and they're busy rationalizing the displays on the locomotives, and we are in the running to have the production order for all the new displays as well, which is many tens of millions in the next few years.
So safe to assume then that we're going to see an improvement in that revenue line, because the revenue line dipping back over this interim period.
Yes, indeed. It was unprofitable business that we stopped doing. So, the profit went up. It was a good thing to do financially, but we do anticipate some boom times, some good times ahead. And of course, the mine rope tester is now in production. 6 months ago, it wasn't yet. We still had it under development. We can actually produce 5 a month, and they're a good few million each. So we're quite bullish about the future. It depends on sales, and it depends on the gold price, and it depends on the amount of capex that the mines have. But this device saves them money, it enhances safety, it can up their throughput, so we are quite hopeful about that. We've also developed a new portable model, which will be in production in August. That won't affect this financial year results, but it's coming through next year.
Well, there's so many X factors to consider, Alan. I mean, give us a sense of your group order book right now, and what of that is currently being executed, and how soon you see the rest actually filtering through.
Yeah, we've got 70 million approximately on hand that still has to be executed, and there are orders pouring in all the time. I think the other big change in Ansys is that we're getting more and more orders for maintenance and spares. This is annuity business. So far this year we've had 20 million of spares orders. This is for stuff that we've sold in the past. We get the order, we deliver it, and we get paid. It's low risk, good monthly revenue stuff. So the proportion of annuity business in our overall revenue makeup is improving all the time and should lead to some stability in the future.
Alan, let's leave it there. Thanks so much for having joined us this morning. Alan Holloway is CEO over at Ansys.